What's going on, guys? Tanner from Rock About Sound. We just teamed up with Deflo to release a free sample and serum pack. It's 100% free, so make sure you guys grab that right now. Basically, you're going to be able to see what Deflo is doing in his own tracks, and you're going to be able to use those sounds as well. So we're giving them away for free. If you guys aren't using this, then you're missing out. So make sure you guys do that. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be making this classic Drake kind of saw here. This is what it sounds like. Alright, so super cool sound here. If you guys like that sound, make sure you do me a favor by clicking that like button and also clicking that subscribe button as well if you're new here. I was actually inspired by a guy named I'm a Music Mogul. Yeah, he's a YouTuber, and he actually did this kind of sound in silent, and it kind of inspired me to recreate this sound in Serum for you guys. So I'll also have a link to that video because I didn't copy it exactly. I didn't even copy the patch, to be honest. I was just kind of want to share the sound, how it would be recreated in Serum. It's a really cool sound here, so make sure you guys check them out if you're in silent. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial, okay? This is actually a really simple sound, as I just said. Now anyways, we'll be starting off with oscillator A and oscillator B here. We're just going to leave them both at our classic saw waveforms. First things first, let's go ahead and we're going to shape our envelope here. Our envelope, number one, is going to be controlling our overall volume. So we're going to create like a nice little release. So we get a release once we press the note, and then turn on the sustain a little bit. Okay. Now we are going to get into oscillator A, and first things first, we're just going to turn up the unison up 14, so we have 14 voices of the sound. Now you guys can really see where we're coming here. Now 14 copies of this waveform are actually going to be playing at the same exact time. That's why we have 14 voices, aka waveforms, playing right now for oscillator A. And we're just going to turn on this detune. And it's really just going to make this, it's going to fine tune all these waveforms just a little bit better. As you can see, it's bringing them closer in until eventually we just get this zero detuning. But yeah, we'll leave this back up at around 0.9. That sounds good. Yeah, so anyways, let's bring this, that brings us into oscillator B. We're going to drop oscillator B's octave down 1, and here we are just going to turn up the unison up 9. So we have 9 voices. The nice thing about this is we still have one mono right in the middle here. If you guys can check that, you see we have that one singular mono voice while we do have the stereo spread on the others. So that's really key in this sound. Anyways, we're going to turn on the detuning as well to about the same spot. So now comes a part where we're really going to shape the sound, and that's going to be the low pass filter. The low pass filter we're going to turn on for oscillator A and oscillator B. Turn up that cutoff. Okay, now you guys can really start to hear what the sound is actually starting to form into. We're going to turn on the hyper and dimension. We're going to turn on the hyper a little bit. So now we're at about 36%. That's really going to give us a better stereo width. As well in dimension, we're going to turn this down to 2, the size, and a higher mix. That way, if we turn the size up, that sounds gross. If we turn it down to 2, we still get a nice stereo spread, while we're also keeping the sound in a closed space almost in the dimension. That's what it sounds like. Anyways, we're going to turn on our compressor, and believe it or not, we're actually going to turn on multi-band for this sound. Okay, alright, so we're just going to turn up the gain, really gain, sorry, I didn't know what I was just saying, but yeah, we're just going to turn up the gain a little bit. Please take note that the gain isn't the master gain here, it's actually the gain for the multi-band compressor, so it's really gaining each of these different individual bands here, the high and the mids and the lows. So finally, since we just did that, you can hear, now all of a sudden we hear all these higher frequencies, which we do not want. We're going to turn back the low pass filter on. I know that you can turn down the high pass or the high band, but that's no fun. We actually just don't want to do that because it's cutting out too much of the high end, and the nice thing about a low pass is that we can actually cut off just the right amount. So we're going to turn on the cutoff to about 151 hertz. Now all we have to do is turn on our reverb. Maybe turn that down a little bit. Alright, so that's it for the most part.